This week, we travel back in time to 2014 with Interstellar, Christopher Nolan's cosmic gut punch starring Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, and Jessica Chastain. Set in a dying future where Earth is running out of food and time, former pilot Cooper joins a desperate mission through a wormhole in search of humanity's next home. But does Interstellar truly launch into greatness? Or did we find ourselves lost in space?
Space.
Space. Hey. Hey, what's up?
Timely, Gary. A current 2014 film.
Yeah,
man, we couldn't be any more on time on this. Quickly, this came up because of my daughter texted me about this film, and I didn't realize I had never seen Interstellar.
And you call yourself a Nolan fan.
So get this, Gary. Sidebar. My daughter's been in a film watching phase, and she's like, Dad, I need some good movies with some good twists. So I tell her, I was like, well, two of my favorite twist movies are The Usual Suspects and Memento. So she's like, I'll try Memento. Now, as I'm watching Interstellar, I don't realize it's a Christopher Nolan film until I just happen to get on my phone and look up, like, who made this thing? Because it's really good. And I said, oh, my shit. Oh, my shit.
It's that's, which is, a turn of phrase that we often say.
Who doesn't?
Oh, my shit.
So I texted my daughter, and I said, what do you think of Memento? She's like, oh, my God, this film is crazy. I love it. I said, here's a little fun fact. We're both watching Christopher Nolan films. She's like, we watched Interstellar? I said, yeah. So anyway, that was no point to that conversation except to tell you that. So, yeah, Interstellar. I'm up to date. It's only been out for what, 12 years?
Something like that. So, I thought the reason I thought you brought up was because of the Project Hail Mary thing.
So yes and
no. With a very loose parallels. Some people have put parallels to this film. Okay, it's a dude that goes into space to try to save Earth. Okay, right. That's probably been done a billion times, but I get it.
Yeah.
Much different films, but.
No, I was coming off my Project Hail Mary high, and as you know, Gary, I'm not the biggest science fiction fan.
Correct.
But I was really just enjoying.
I'm telling you, you're correct.
Yeah, you're correct, sir.
Ah!
I was enjoying the sci-fi aspects of Hail Mary, and when my daughter suggested this one, I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm in the mood. I'm in that. I'm there right now, and I put it in, and it was I enjoyed it. Let me give you a quick tomato meter. Has this thing at 73 with the critics and 87 with the fans. So again, fresh, well received. I don't remember. I don't remember this movie coming out. I remember it coming out, but I never had a desire to see it. Not for any reason. Just I'm not a sci-fi guy. But Gary, did you see it? I'd never seen it before. This was the first time watching it just a couple of days ago.
I saw this in the theater, Andy.
I bet it was fantastic in the theater.
It was great. But another long film, much like we discussed with Project Hail Mary. I saw this in 2014 when the bladder was a little younger. And I imagine that I probably succeeded in seeing the whole film before having to go.
And this is longer. It's 2 hours longer. 45 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm like, for the love of God, get to the point. Let's have James Patterson write this screenplay. Be an hour and a half. So, Gary, I'm going to give it my rating real quick, just so we can see where we're at. I'm going to go with Bam. I thought this was a great movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and glad I finally saw it, even though it's been a little late. I'm happy that I finally saw this movie. It's very well done, and we'll get into it later, but that's my rating on this thing.
Andy, let me give you mine.
Do it, bro.
I'm kidding. That is not true. It's really this one.
Yeah.
Oh, I totally agree. I mean, great film. I'm such a fan of Christopher Nolan's films anyway.
Yeah.
From what I understand, Christopher Nolan was brought into this film a little bit later than the actual genesis of it. His brother, I think it's his brother, right? Jonathan Nolan, actually started writing, and it was going to be a Steven Spielberg thing, I think was part of. I don't know if he was going to direct it or not, but he was certainly involved in the production of it in the beginning. I don't really know the circumstances around like how it became Christopher Nolan coming into it, but you could kind of, I mean, with the human element of the story and everything, you kind of you can kind of, it's a pretty easy parallel to a Spielberg type of film. But the science in this one is so. This is one I think that you have to watch a couple times. Honestly,
Mhm.
I struggle with the really really hard science of stuff, and I know they brought in a physicist for this that did a lot of
Oh,
the
really?
discussion of the black hole and how it might look, and working in real science into this movie as much as possible. Um, and when it starts getting to that whole time dilation thing, and I get it. I've read science fiction for a long time, and so I understand the concept, but I still feel like I'm not truly grasping it. Like it's I, it's like somebody telling you how a car works, and you're like, okay, yeah, sure, I can get in it and drive it, and I understand where to
Yeah.
put gas in that. But really getting under the hood and understanding all the pieces, that's where I get a little lost on some of this stuff. So, yeah, I'm an idiot. Seen it a couple. I've seen it a couple times now, and seen it again. Really kind of help
Reminded you.
remind me. Oh yeah, I don't really, still don't really get this, but how amazing was the movie? I mean,
Listen, the whole the space scenes, the wormhole stuff was like, I just was engrossed in this thing. And as you know, you specifically, Gary, I've been sending you videos lately of like Neil deGrasse Tyson and uh,
yeah,
Professor Brian Cox. Like, I am trying my damnedest to try to understand any part of how infinite space is.
yeah.
And I sit there because I'm home from work, so I'm off, and I scroll through these videos and I get engrossed in watching these things. And then I realize I have no idea what they're talking about. I cannot understand or comprehend the scope of our universe. I just
Yeah.
cannot. They he starts explaining it, and I'm just like, "What?" And I send it to Gary. I'm like, "Does this? Am I just lost?" And you're like, "No, no, no, no. Everybody doesn't get it.
I
It's
have about halfway through at some point, it sounds like it just went to a different language?
But these movies, oh man, it's because you keep my we grew up with Star Wars being our only real uh science fiction movie.
Yeah.
You know,
Some
the
people
warp
would
speed.
some people would argue that that Star Wars not science fiction, it's fantasy. But I get your point.
Oh, okay, but for me, because I didn't watch like the last Starfighter or any of that stuff. But I was just like, all I know about like warp speed is the stars go flying by, and I don't even know if that's even real. But when they hit that wormhole, and I was like, God, this is so cool. And then trying to comprehend time, like
Yeah,
you were saying, just I
right.
just can't understand it. And I know all the words you're saying, but they don't make sense to me.
Yeah.
And I just so it's so cool, man. But this movie, the cast of this film was just amazing. I mean, Michael Caine's in this thing, Gary.
That's right.
Uh, Hathaway's fantastic. McConaughey is just fucking amazing, man. And I don't know, this thing really cooks along. And then there's a surprise actor that I did not know was in the film. I won't give it away. Well, maybe if you doesn't matter
If
if you haven't seen it.
if I yeah, that's you can there's think we can spoil this one. It's been long enough.
Matt Damon shows up, and I'm like, "What the hell? Where'd he come from?"
Yeah.
Uh,
Isn't he
and
supposed to be on Mars?
I know, I was like, "What film am I watching?" And then, his character's kind of, a little
Yeah,
twisty there.
yeah. A little something going on with him.
Something,
Mhm. Little something, something.
but again, I'm sure I'm the only one who hasn't seen this film that of anybody that we know or anybody that has watched this, watches our show, but this was so good. Really enjoyed this film, and, yeah.
Yeah, I wanna make a couple comments about it. I remember seeing it in the theater, and I'm almost certain I had the same experience in the theater as I did on home video, which was, "What are they saying?" Like, I wish I could hear what they're like, I there were I don't wanna spoil anything either, but it is an older movie. The scenes where McConaughey is in the Tesseract or whatever they're calling that, with the books. I remember in the theater going, this is really cool, but I don't have any idea what's going on, right?
Yeah, that whole time thing,
Yeah,
that was like I was like, "Oh my god."
amazing. But I was like, I'm not sure I completely understand what's going on
Yeah.
here. And I think a lot of it has to do with not being able to hear some of the dialogue. And I watched this whole thing with closed caption on,
Oh, okay.
which was a much different experience. Tara watched it with me. And part of the issue was some of the scenes were so loud. She's like, you can turn that down some more. And I'm like, it's like shaking the house, you know? And I'm like, but if I turn it down, I can't hear what they're saying. So I put
Yeah,
closed caption on just so I could,
right.
make everybody happy. But there was stuff I couldn't hear. And reading it made it a lot easier to comprehend what the heck was going on in some of those parts. So again, we're simpletons. Just putting that
Oh,
out there. We're science simpletons. We need it actually on the bottom of the screen for us. But with that, that was one of the things I remember in watching it again, that I remember how cool that whole scene was in from the theater, but I remember thinking, I'm not sure I fully understand what's going on.
yeah.
And actually getting to read it, I understood it a lot better than I
Okay.
did the first time I saw it. And I think this might have only been the second time I've seen it, which
Yeah,
is
one
crazy to
thing
think. But
we can do it here and do it off camera, but I didn't understand. Not a big deal, but when his daughter set the cornfield on fire,
yeah.
I didn't understand that. And again, it's not a big deal in the movie, but she seemed to make a big deal about setting it on fire towards the end, and I'm like, I don't. What's the
Well,
big
I'll
deal
tell
with
you
that?
what's
Unless it was a
interesting.
distraction of some sort.
I believe it was supposed to be a distraction to get the rest of the family out of there.
Okay.
But what's interesting, as soon as she started doing it, my initial reaction, and maybe this is part of it too, was the only thing that was keeping him there was trying to grow the corn, and maybe destroying it would make him and the whole family leave. But then you see him take off, and they come back, and it's like, okay, so it was just a diversion to try to get,
Well,
and then
that's
she
what I
spent,
guessed.
yeah, yeah.
So I was
That's
like,
how I took it.
again, it's nothing that makes or breaks the movie if you not a spoiler of any sort. I had a question about that, and I was gonna text you, but I was like, I'm gonna talk to him here sooner or later.
Yeah, yeah.
But, anyway,
Pretty
that's
pretty heartfelt movie. A lot of I, again, this has been 12 years ago or whatever.
yeah,
I don't remember it affecting me as much as it does at this age. At
yeah,
this age, I'm a much different person watching this and
yeah.
seeing a lot of that stuff. And I realized the older I get, the more I kind of see myself in the older characters. And I used to be able to separate myself from fiction really well, but
Yeah.
I think that line is blurring a bit. And so there's some of that I get into, and I'm like, "Oh man, that's rough." you know?
Good writing and that done well, and you feel for the characters, you feel for McConaughey, the decisions he has to make at one point in time in the movie,
Yeah,
and you feel he portrays it so well, the heartbreak he's going through, and his daughter, the young version of his daughter was just gutting. I was like, "Oh god,"
yeah.
you know? And then the ending, it's just brutal, just brutal, man. But it's a great movie, great science fiction film, actually very, very great little story in it, and, if you have any ounce of soul in you, there's a little bit of humanity in you, it's a little bit of a tears at your heartstrings a little bit.
Yeah, for
Good
sure.
movie, go watch it if you haven't seen it from 2014, the great Interstellar. The the list of films I haven't seen, Gary.
You guys would be surprised. There's actually some pretty big films that Andy hasn't seen that we got to get him to watch.
Oh,
So
but I'm not for any reason, just,
yeah, just
lazy.
missed him. Just missed him.
I can't see them all,
Whatever
Gary.
reason.
Can't see them all.
Well, that's all I got, Andrew.
They all can't be Pootie Tang.
That coming
Maybe.
soon to a
Maybe.
to a good film hunting episode near
That's for
you.
that's for Matt. Matt, if you're watching this, it's coming,
Yeah,
buddy.
yeah,
Just
we're
we're
gonna do
trying
it.
to work our way towards Pootie
We're
Tang.
gonna do it.
You gotta
Booty
brace
Tang.
yourself for something like that.
One other film that you mentioned earlier was Last Starfighter, and I believe they're doing a relaunch remake of that one.
Okay.
I think that's one that we should bring back as possibly a cult classic or something on here,
Sure. What
or a
was
rewind.
since you're poo-pooing my theory that Star Wars was a science fiction film, what would have been sci-fi films back in that era? Do you have any off the top of your head? I mean, I threw Last Starfighter just because it's the first thing that popped in my head. I was like, yeah, that or E.T. This is the extent of my science
Yeah,
fiction.
the only reason I think people
Or
pick on
Flash Gordon, that classic.
Yeah, I think the reason people pick on Star Wars is not really being sci-fi, is that there wasn't really a whole lot of science behind any of the stuff.
Okay. So
I
is that
think that
kind
was,
of the differential thing? You gotta have a little bit of
I guess
somewhat.
I'm not really all that married in any of those. For me, it was just enjoyment. I love Star Wars, so I don't want to pick on the previous, the ago, this the original.
You could say it, Gar Gar Binks. We know where you stand.
Right? Yeah, Jar Jar, my favorite character of all time, gotta be.
He's a Molakas Gaga.
That's a good way to end it, Andy. Thanks, everybody. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know in the comments if you've seen Interstellar. If you haven't, what the heck are you doing? What are you, Andy?
Whoa, hey.
But let us know in the comments what you think. And Andy, Jar Jar us out.
Good film hunting like.
This has been a Touch of Madness production, brought to you by the creative minds at Tommy Twins Media.